Poland, land of the White Eagle, a nation carved from the sinews of defiance and the marrow of resilience, has suffered at the hands of ruthless adversaries throughout the centuries. The tide of history has often risen against her, yet she has never drowned. From the iron fist of czars to the cunning stratagems of statesmen, from the cold-blooded machinations of dictators to the murderous zeal of a painter with a shattered soul, Poland has endured. These are the names of her greatest foes. Those who sought to erase her but only proved her immortality. A woman of towering ambition and steely resolve, Catherine the Great of Russia viewed Poland not as a sovereign state, but as a pawn in her imperial chess game. With a mind sharpened by enlightenment but a heart darkened by greed, she orchestrated the partitions of Poland in the late 18th century. Her forces marched upon Polish soil, her hand plucked the crown from Poland's trembling brow, and her quill signed away its independence. She cloaked her treachery in the pretense of stability, whispering of enlightened rule as Russian bayonets gutted the dreams of a free Poland. And when Polish patriots, from Kosciuszko to the insurgents of 1794, dared to resist, she crushed them with ruthless efficiency, ensuring that Poland would be stricken from Europe's map for over a century. Where Catherine wielded seduction and deceit, Otto von Bismarck used brute force and cold calculation. The Prussian master of Realpolitik saw Poland as an inconvenient relic, a thorn in the side of German expansionism. Under his Kulturkampf policies, he sought to strangle Polish identity, banning the Polish language in schools and public life, attempting to crush the Polish soul under the iron heel of Germanization. Yet Poland's spirit, ever defiant, survived his persecution. He believed Poland to be nothing more than a name on a historical ledger, yet Poland would outlive his empire. Of all Poland's enemies, few were as ruthless as Joseph Stalin, the Georgian tyrant who wielded the hammer and sickle with a murderous grip. He viewed Poland not just as a political problem, but as an existential threat to his vision of Soviet domination. In 1939, he and Hitler, two serpents entwined, struck at Poland under the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Poland's eastern lands, rich with history and blood, were swallowed into the maw of the Soviet Union. But it was in the Katyn Forest where Stalin's true cruelty was laid bare. In 1940, thousands of Polish officers, the intellectual and military elite of the nation, were slaughtered in cold blood by NKVD executioners. A single bullet to the back of the head, a mechanical, methodical genocide meant to cripple Poland's future. Even after the war, Stalin's shadow loomed over Poland as he tightened his grip, replacing Nazi terror with Soviet oppression. And yet, for all his purges, all his prisons, all his orchestrated famines and betrayals, he could not snuff out the fire of Polish resistance. And then there was him, the man whose name is whispered in horror, the fail Austrian painter who became history's most infamous butcher. He saw Poland as a land to be enslaved, its people as unworthy of life, its cities as mere fodder for his empire's unspeakable horrors. He sent his legions across Poland's borders in September 1939, unleashing a maelstrom of fire, steel, and death. The Blitzkrieg reduced Warsaw to rubble, but Poland did not kneel. For 6 years, Poland suffered under the yoke of his inhuman tyranny. Auschwitz, Treblinka, Majdanek, these were not just places, but wounds carved into the heart of Poland, scars that will never fade. The resistance fought from the shadows, from the forests, from the sewers of Warsaw itself. And in the end, though he sought to obliterate Poland, it was he who perished in a bunker of his own making, his dreams of empire reduced to ashes and dust. Each of these tyrants, in their arrogance, believed Poland to be weak, divided, doomed. They were wrong. Poland is not a nation that can be erased with ink on treaties, nor broken with chains or bayonets. For every enemy who sought to destroy her, Poland answered with rebellion, perseverance, and the unyielding will to exist. And so, the White Eagle soars still, its wings tattered but unbowed, its talons sharpened by suffering, its flight eternal. Dziękuję. Like and subscribe to Disrespect the Ops.